In this video, we're gonna be skating 3 very different aggressive skate frames. We're gonna be skating them, seeing how they go. We're gonna be skating them on the Faction Tactical V1 white versions here. And we're also gonna be using, where applicable, we're gonna be using the new Eulogy Eric Shrine 58mm 89A Eulogy wheels, courtesy of Tom V, longtime supporter of the channel. Thank you, Tom, for these. I'm gonna give my thoughts and give kind of a review on the wheels after in a different video, so stay tuned for that one. But let's go ahead and try these 3 wildly different skate frames and see how it goes. First up, we're gonna be skating the OG Shadow Mook frames, the freestyle frames, probably some of the most popular freestyle frames, certainly the most recognizable frames out there. Skated by a lot of the Shadow team back in the day, of course. Chris Farmer at the time, Dustin Latimer, Jeff Stockwell. Did I say Chris Stockwell? It'll be fun to get back on these and give them a twirl, so let's get it. Okay, so far having a really good time on the Mook frames. A little bit searchy, you know, they don't have a super defined H-block groove necessarily. So part of this is the obstacle can search around a little bit. Definitely had some of that today, but it kind of makes up for it in the fact that you can grind just about anything you want. The world becomes your grinding surface. I was trying to do a back rail on this, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it was just a little bit too burly for me right now. I know if I added some more wax and speed and YOLO power, probably could work out fine, but it was just a little bit too burly. But there's a couple square obstacles here that I want to get a couple tricks on, just to really embrace the Mook's abilities here, like this guy right here. I usually don't skate stuff like this, because it's just kind of that awkward, a little bit slightly awkwardly too wide. Great for skateboarders, I imagine, but not great for traditional H-blocks generally. But for the Mook frame, it's right at home. So we're gonna get a couple more clips on the Mook frames and then move on to the next one. I think this is going to be the last trick on the Mooks. I'm calling it Zero Back Royale. Fakey Back Royale, whatever. It's just a little bit of an odd one to me. I think I'm looking over, no, I'm looking over my preferred shoulder. I don't know, there's just something strange about it. Well, if I have to bail, I'd prefer it to be just like that. Okay, so overall, kind of re-impressions on the OG Shadow Mook frames here is that they're really good on what they're good on, and they're a little bit squirrely on things they're not. What do I mean by that is, like, they're good at grinding irregular surfaces, fat surfaces, weird stuff, stuff that you typically wouldn't want to maybe grind in normal frames. You know, it's pretty rare nowadays that you see people skate freestyle, and especially Mook frames. It's pretty rare, but those who like them seem to like them a lot. I think another big consideration point with these is that because there's just so much plastic, nothing to roll, you really need to be careful just navigating the park, because anything that you basically step on, any steps, if you're going upstairs, like these slide and can send you for the ride really quickly. So you gotta definitely make sure to watch out for that. But overall, Mooks are fun. I think it's a fun little, I don't want to call it a party trick, but a fun little sort of novelty to skate Mooks, skate freestyle again. So anyway, next up, and I want to thank Sean Michelson for let me use these. These are his frames. Next up, we're going to be skating these Seba frames here. We're going to skate them with the Cymatics anti-rockers, and like I said earlier, the Eulogy Eric Shrine wheels on the Factions. And so These look a lot more pretty standard, kind of your more traditional profile of sort of anti-rocker looking frame. They are rockerable up and down. So I believe I have everything rockered up right now. But they look like a nice sort of mixture between maybe, you know, right in that same family of Kaiser Fluid 4 and Ground Control Featherlight 3s. That's what I get from them. They feel, I'm gonna be honest, they feel a little bit soft in your hands, but we'll find out how responsive they are, how they slide. So let's get after it on the Seba frames.
Oh my God. I've been trying to get into more technical tricks. High enough, trying to take these slides just like.
So far, I really am enjoying the frames a lot. I think it's kind of an interesting combination. I hope I'm in frame and everything. I haven't even looked. But it's kind of this interesting combination of like the Create Originals groove coupled with almost like Featherlight 3 sort of plastic in a way. It's a really unique feeling and sensation as far as landings and stuff. They feel different. I'm still feeling them out. So far, I really enjoy the frames a lot. Not saying much, I've only been skating them for probably 15 minutes or so, but just the profile itself, the groove, love it so far. Are you kidding? That worked, I think. That'll work for B-roll though. It'll work for the slow-mo shot. Yeah, super. All right, first session on the Seba frames done. I'll say I had a great time on the Sebas here. The frame height, the groove, the profile, the plastic seemed to slide really fast. The only thing it didn't slide fast off was one of the ledges, but I'm pretty sure no one ever skates it. I'm pretty sure it hasn't been waxed in 200 years. So I think that's a you know, exception. Everything else slid really fast. I love the groove. The groove reminds me quite a bit of the Create Originals groove, which I love. Overall, I think these are a lot of fun. To be honest, I'll put it on screen if I remember. I don't know if they still even sell these. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone skate these in person, so these might be definitely some of the more rarer frames out there. So anyway, very happy to skate them. Thank you, Kevin, over here in the white shirt, for letting me use them. The next frame we're gonna be skating is, of course, the Anthony Poitier flat frame here. Max wheel size, 65 millimeters. We are skating 64s here, TUFR Reaper wheels. Again, thanks again, Sean Michelson, for hooking it up with these, man, and let me blast around. It's going to be a stark change from the Mooks from earlier, for sure, which are probably one of the lowest, shortest frames, if you will, in terms of height, and these are certainly not. So this is gonna be a very interesting one. I'm gonna really lean into blasting around on transitions and stuff like that, and seeing how much power I can really blast around with. And then maybe we'll play around with a little bit of the boot down angle stuff, and we'll wrap it up.
And I thought your vantage point, you're up.
Okay, so far the impressions of the frames, they're fast, big surprise. As far as blasting around transitions. So now the moment that I've kind of been dreading a little bit is the boot down. So we're gonna try a Royale and see if we can get a boot down Royale in the books here.
Creating a mistake with an HR on. These are those frames then. These are the frames that came off the FRs. Yeah. Okay, I know exactly. Oh yeah.
That's not too bad.
That's easy. Oh boy.
So whoops. Okay, third time's a charm. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse, the boot down angle, but really, I mean, it's steep, don't get me wrong, it is steep. But, you know, it's manageable. I think as long as you really try to use those knees and get nice and low and steezy. And I think too, part of it is these are not broken in at all. The H-blocks are basically brand new. So I think once you actually groove them in, it'll be a little bit more natural. But yeah, boot down, boot down's pretty wild, but possible, doable. So anyway, we're gonna try it. That was on a rail, so now we're gonna try it on the ledge here. Just try a couple grinds and wrap this thing up. I was envisioning something cool, like I was gonna switch to fakie and then 3 off. Yeah. All right, done skating the Anthony Potier owned flat frame frames here. No surprise, these things are crazy fast. I mean, who'd have thunk, right? Riding on, what are they, 64s on metal, big frames. Man, these things are super fast on the transitions. As far as grinding, kind of already talked a little bit about it, but for Soul Tricks, I mean, you can see that paint's not gonna last too long. And this removable H-block, you know, has a little bit of space to be grooved in, and I think that would improve, like I mentioned earlier, kind of groove tricks a little bit more. But you know, as it was here, it wasn't terrible. The boot down angle is, like I said, pretty extreme. But you know, I'm glad this product exists because, you know, there's a lot of people that I think it makes sense for if you're wanting a lot of speed and power transfer. Man, holy cow. I wish I could have done a few more grinds, a few more kind of maybe top sides or stuff like that, or at least attempted them. But I kind of tweaked my ankle on the alley top horn earlier. I think I was just a little bit too boned over. Editor Ben here, kind of on the ankle injury. It's something I hurt a couple years ago. This isn't a new injury, but every now and then I just tweak it, and that's just part of it. So I wanted to take it a little bit easy on my ankle. So anyway, rollerbladers, I'm gonna link to all the products that I skated down in the description below if you wanna go check any of them out. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel for more rollerblading content, and I will see. And thank you to everyone who sent me gear. Sean Michelson, Kevin Womack, thank you guys. Big shout out. And rollerbladers, thank you for being here. I will see you on the next video. Take care.